right. So there is a non-zero chance that I will be pulled over on the way to the gym this morning. Yesterday, me and the wife were on the way out, and I convinced her to drive. So we were taking her car. And as we were pulling out of the apartment complex, I caught a look of the back of my truck. Somebody stole my fucking license plate. I don't know if you heard that rooster. That scared the hell out of me. Yeah, somebody stole my fucking license plate. So, you know, not really sure what to make of that. There's no damage to my car. You know, nothing was scratched up. They literally came by, they unscrewed it, they took the license plate, they took the frame, and they took the screws. So they didn't even do me the kindness of leaving the screws for when I get a replacement. But that is insane. That is just like super fucked up. Really throws off a lot of plans. So called the police on the non-emergency line and had them come by, put in a police report and stuff. And I asked the guy, like, hey, am I just kind of like SOL until I can have somebody take me to the DMV? And he was like, oh, no, dude, you can drive around. And he gave me a card with his name and the case number. And he said, like, if you do get pulled over, you just have to tell them what happened, give them the case report, you know, it's all in the system, and you'll be fine. So I get to take a exciting visit to the Department of Motor Vehicles on Monday morning. So that'll be great. Yeah, I'm really just shocked that this even happened to me, but whatever. That's not the important thing. That's not why I'm here recording this. We got legs today. It is 4:35 a.m. I am not working today, but I'm going to the gym this early. And you're probably wondering why. Well, it's definitely not out of a personal preference. To keep things brief, you know, I'm fasting for spiritual reasons. I don't think YouTube would like it if I got into detail about it. So, but yeah, so sunrise till sunset, no food, no water. So I got to make it work with my deficit and, you know, the gym. So I like to chug a lot of water while I'm working out. So I can't exactly go during like the times that I would like to, because I will just be super dehydrated. I'll be in a very bad state in terms of actually like getting a good lift in, you know? So, you know, you're stuck with the choice. Would you rather go to the gym like at the ass crack of dawn or pre-dawn, be able to drink water, have your pre-workout and everything, or go to the gym at a like normal hour during the day, but no water, no carbs or anything in your system? You're going in a fasted state, and no pre-workout. I already know my answer. I know exactly what I want to do. So pre-workout has already been slammed. I had a moderately sized breakfast consisting of one bowl of that Ghost protein cereal, and it's all right. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but in terms of macros, it works out pretty well for me. So Ghost cereal, a cup of Fairlife skim milk, and I had a protein brownie just because I was feeling a little gluttonous. So that's like what, 427 calories. Of that, it's like 37 grams of protein, probably in the ballpark of 20 something carb, and 14 fat. I don't know. Regardless, my stomach is definitely feeling a little full. I kind of wish I had more time to digest things before going to the gym. I don't like to lift if I've got like, you know, some stuff digesting. It makes me feel a little nauseous. But, you know, I've got about an hour until sunrise. So you gotta just go get the lift in. And, yeah. So legs today. It has been exactly a week since I've hit legs. And that is not because I'm a baby and, you know, I skip leg day. No, I think you guys know me well enough at this point to know I don't skip legs. Just taking some extra rest days here and there, and slapped in like 5 Epsom salt baths between Monday and today, because I'm still a little sore from my snowboarding. Went snowboarding on Monday, and this was my second time ever doing it. Much better at it, but then the thing is, because I'm much better at it, I am falling at much greater speeds than the first time. So definitely very sore. I'm feeling much better now. I've still got like a little just a little tinge of soreness. Not enough for me to say like, oh, I gotta like, you know, slow things down. Or like not go, but I definitely want to take it a little easier today. So at least in terms of like hamstring work, I'm not really going to push it. Hell, I don't even know if I am going to do any hamstring work today, just to give things a bit of a rest. I've got like, it's like right in my right glute and upper hamstring. So if I do any type of like hip hinge movement, I can feel the like tension in the muscle. So I'd rather not risk it. I'd rather not like tweak anything. So this will pretty much just be a quad day, and then toying around with the idea of doing cardio afterward. Because with the amount of time I have left, if I don't do cardio, then I'll have time to like run to the gas station and have like something for like a final meal, I guess, before I have to fast. So I either do that or suck it up, get a badass lift in, and then afterward I get to go home, shower, go back to bed for a little bit. So that'll be great. But it's just the between that I'm thinking about. So we'll see how I feel when I get there. But in terms of the lift, expect a copious amount of leg extensions and sissy squats. And that's pretty much it. Maybe I'll do some leg press as well. But because of just how steep of a deficit I am, you will not catch me squatting anytime soon. No Smith, definitely no barbell, because I just don't have a lot of calories or a lot of carbs really swimming around in my system at any given time. And much like how when I'm like planning to eat something, I have to justify it. Like there's got to be a good balance between like protein and calorie ratio. It's kind of the same thing when I'm deciding on the lift, pretty much just for legs. Every other muscle group, you know, you're pretty much isolating it with any real compound movement. But with squats in particular, that is, well, it is definitely a quad-centric lift. That's an entire body movement. I mean, you are getting the entire nervous system kind of, you know, fired up with that lift. You know, it takes everything. And so in terms of like energy expenditure versus muscle recruitment, I hate to use such like science bro terms here, but you know, it just in terms of like what you're getting, if I'm focusing on legs, I don't want to spend a majority of what little energy I have on everything else and quads, you know? I'd rather just do something that really just isolates my quads and be able to, wisely spend all the calories that I have left, if that makes sense. You've got so much of a budget for your lifts every day at a deficit. You got to spend it wisely. You can't go and take a loan out from the bank or, ask for an advance. You got to work with what you got. And that's it. No such thing as a loan. So that's a pretty good metaphor. But yeah, so leg extensions, sissy squats, maybe some leg press. I don't know. We'll just kind of have to feel it out when I get there. But yeah, so far, knock on wood, we haven't been pulled over yet. I've not seen a cop anywhere, and I'm hoping to keep it that way because, while I know I won't get like a ticket or anything, it'll just be a pain in the ass to have to like pull over, license and registration. Where the hell's your license plate? Got stolen. Do the whole song and dance. Hopefully he doesn't shoot me for being a minority, and then he lets me go. So whatever. Final remarks here for the cut specifically. We're still kind of bouncing around that like 180 to 188 to 190 range, and because of this, change in diet, I guess, where I'm kind of like fasting during the middle of the day, it kind of throws off the scale numbers, because I'm eating pretty much like 400 to 700 calories around like 4 or 5 a.m. and then fasting from 5 a.m. up through like 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m. and then eating another 1,000, just to like maintain that deficit. That's kind of how I'm balancing things out. So I think it might take my body a little bit to get used to, so I expect my weight to kind of like stay in the higher range. I don't think I'll really like jump up in weight or anything, but it'll just take a minute for my body to adjust, and then timing out when I'm going to get my weight, it'll probably be more like closer to when I'm breaking my fast. So I'd say about 6 o'clock p.m. is when I weigh myself, use the bathroom and stuff, weigh myself, and that'll be the most accurate now, instead of weighing myself after I wake up. Because when I wake up, shoot, just a couple hours ago I broke my fast, ate 1,000 calories, drank a bunch of water. So I don't think it is no longer as accurate as it used to be. So yeah, we'll see how it works. After a week or so, I'll have been like acclimated to it, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I will see you guys probably in the gym. It's a Sunday. There's no fucking way that it's packed right now at 4:47 a.m. No way. But I've been very wrong before, so I'll see you guys after the lift. Well, if there are people there. I'll see you guys at some point. All right, welcome back to the try not to get pulled over challenge. Here we go. Pretty sick leg day, man. Pretty darn good given all the variables and circumstances I'm kind of imposed upon right now. I didn't get to record that much. I think I only got to record like what, 2 sets? And that's just because, I mean, a lot of people came in and some of the cardio machines directly behind me were taken, and I just didn't want to get anybody in the background of the video that probably did not want to be a part of it, you know. So I like to give people privacy where I can, but we ended up doing what, 4 sets of leg extension. I think the first like 2 or 3 were moderately heavy, you know, good squeeze at the top and everything, nothing too crazy. I kind of going for a little bit of a tempo if you want to get technical. And then what, a set or 2 of single leg, just kind of as many on one leg and then matching with the other. And then I did 1 or 2 sets of leg press actually at some point, and that felt great. That actually felt really fucking good. And then I finished off with some sissy squats. So all in all, a pretty standard lift. You know, I didn't do anything, you know, monumentally insane or, you know, unheard of. Just came in, got a pretty solid pump, and that's it, you know. Something that I see all the time, and it, like, I don't know, man, it doesn't piss me off, but, you know, like, it just kind of irks me, is anytime like some Olympiad or, you know, C-Bum or Derek Lunsford or Samson Dowda or whoever, you know, which fucking huge guys, love them to death. Gosh, they're so cool. Anyways, you know, they post their own videos of like prep for the Arnold or prep for whatever show, and then every like fitness influencer latches onto it, and they're like, guys, Derek Lunsford just dropped the ultimate back day. Like, do this exact workout that he did and you'll have insane lats just like this Mr. Olympia. Come on. Like, we all know it's just for clickbait, or at least those of us that are experienced in lifting know it's just like a clickbaity thing. But it just, you know, they're preying on the uninitiated, you know, the new lifter. You know, and I really hate that, because I think it sets people up for failure. Because let's say Joe Schmo here is like, you know, he wants to get into lifting, he's kind of interested in the bodybuilding stuff, and his favorite influencer just posted a back workout that C-Bum did at some point or another, or they say they did, and they say, you know, follow this back workout and you'll have a back just like C-Bum. And so they do that. They program their back day so that it is everything that C-Bum did. And, you know, because they are the inexperienced lifter, maybe they don't know that this was C-Bum's, you know, lat focused back day. I mean, who fucking knows? I don't really watch any of his stuff. But then, you know, they work out for not even 3 months, okay, doing this back day type deal, and then the only thing that happens is they're discouraged, because instead of taking the time to kind of develop a foundation and understanding and, you know, just kind of get into it, just lift with intensity, instead they're just mimicking this Mr. Olympia, not in weights, but, you know, rep range and everything. Nothing happens. They don't learn anything, and they just get discouraged because, you know, after 3 months of doing an Olympian's back workout, they don't have the back of an Olympian. That's kind of the mindset trap that I think a lot of people fall into. So the point of me even ranting about this is, like, at the end of the day, I think people miss the point that it's not about the split, you know? It doesn't matter if you're doing an Arnold split, or if you're doing a push-pull legs, or you're doing a bro split, or, you know, you're doing some crazy split I've never heard of. You're doing the, you know, the quadratic split. Who fucking knows? You're doing right and left. It doesn't matter what lift or what split you're doing, as long as it is, like, you know, it makes enough sense. Like, you're hitting all of the muscle groups, twice a week, and you are lifting with intensity. That's what matters. And dare I say, what's even more important is your diet, okay? And like your goals that are, associated with it. So if you're getting into the gym and your goal is fat loss, like you kind of started like how I did, where I was like very overweight and I just want to burn off fat. I wasn't even getting into it for the sake of like bodybuilding or anything. I just got into it because I wanted to lose weight. It doesn't matter what you do, okay? If you're getting into it and your goal is fat loss, what matters more is your diet, okay? So that means eating at an actual deficit. This light is gonna take for fucking ever. And then if you are starting and your point is to put on muscle mass, then even still, the actual workout doesn't matter as long as you are doing like a relatively hard intensity, and like the biggest factor is going to be, are you eating enough? Are you like eating at a caloric surplus? Are you getting enough protein in? That's it. That's what matters. And then as long as you're lifting with intensity, you are fucking set. So oh gosh, I hate seeing people, or I don't hate seeing it, but like, when people ask, hey, what do you think the best split is? Or, hey, what do you think about my split? It doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. I mean, every now and again I'm in the gym and like some guy will walk up to me and he's like, hey dude, just a question, like, what do you think about my split? And he'll pull out his like notes app and he's like, this is what I have programmed. I don't even look at it. I just ask him, listen, are you lifting with actual intensity? Like, are you pushing yourself? Or are you just doing a couple sets of fucking around? Okay. And that's kind of I can't answer that. That's kind of it's up to the individual. You know your limits and you know how hard you can push yourself. So it's kind of up to you to break through that limit, man. I mean, unless you hire a coach and the coach lives with you and, you're dedicating your entire life to it, nobody's really going to hold your hand and tell you, hey, dude, like, come on, get up. Time to go to the gym. All right, come on, dude. You can push harder than that. Like, nobody's really going to do that for you except yourself. So, kind of got to just get after it. And then, like, what the hell? Damn, something happened here. Broken fence. It's always some sort of adventure whenever I'm like driving around with the camera going. But I don't know. I think I've made my point pretty clear now. So lift with intensity. That's all it is. So with today's leg day, it wasn't like a crazy this workout didn't add any muscle mass. You know what I mean? Hell, for the last couple months, every lift that I have done hasn't added any muscle mass. It is merely maintaining what I have. So kind of going back to the whole thing about like lifting with what your goals are, I'm still peeling off fat. And I'm very close. I'm very excited to say I'm very close to being done. But, there is no progressive overload for me. It is merely maintaining what I've got. And to be able to maintain what I've got to eat enough protein while still being at a deficit. And lift with enough actual intensity to stimulate my muscles to be like, oh shit, okay, he's still like expending enough energy to like use all of this muscle. We got to hold on to it, because if you don't use it for a long enough time, it'll start to atrophy. So it can be easy, like when you're starting a cut, to say, okay, like starting with my cut, let me reduce the volume, or let me drop the weight a little bit. Don't do that, dude. When you're starting to cut, do the same like lifts that you've been doing. Like, I didn't change my workout split at all. I didn't change my volume whatsoever. Now, over time, I've had to kind of lower the weights a little bit because that's kind of just the nature of cutting. But I mean, nothing's really changed for me. Now, had I started the cut and immediately like, okay, like I gotta drop the weight here and here and here, I probably would have lost much more muscle mass than I did, you know. But thankfully, I'm pretty good about keeping myself in check when it comes to intensity. So we're in a pretty good spot, dude. And I'll weigh myself later today, like once I'm kind of more fasted, because I'm sure like I'm probably around 192, 193 right now. But dude, last night, hopped out of the shower, kind of caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and unpumped, no pump whatsoever, had some forearm veins, just a couple. Nothing too crazy, but we had a couple forearm veins peeking out, like, or not even peeking out, like they're just there, dude. They were out. You could see them. So that's got me pretty excited for when I do kind of start doing some more pose downs. I've still, like, I'm not posing at all. I'm not like, you know, post lift, I'm not standing in front of a mirror, like kind of looking at how the pump looks. I just want to give myself a little while to let the changes set in, because when you look at it every single day, if I'm doing a pose down all the time, it's kind of hard to point out what the differences are on a day-to-day basis. So just kind of giving myself a little while of, you know, covering up, not looking at the pump whatsoever. I'm sure in a couple more weeks I'm going to look at myself with a pump and think, holy cow, you know. So that's got me pretty excited. I mean, you know, things are just pretty good. I'm pretty excited about things. Progress is going well. So yeah, light is at the end of the tunnel. Soon enough, you're going to see a post that says final cut update, pose down, or you know, bulk day 1, or I don't know, something. We'll see. But very excited for that. So nothing left to say. You can see the sun is coming up right now, so that means, much like a vampire, I must go to bed. I must slumber for a little bit. I'm gonna try to, at least. I've got a little caffeine in my system. Odds are I'll probably end up just laying there for a few hours. But I'm gonna get home, shower up, and hopefully go to bed for a little bit. So yeah, next video, maybe I'll do one tomorrow, who fucking knows. But in the meantime, catch you guys on the flip.